So types of natural family planning method. So this is being divided into two parts. So natural family planning method and also an artificial family planning. Okay. So it's still a choice sa individual on if they're planning to avoid pregnancies and ana, it's their choice if they will go for a natural family planning method or to an artificial one. So first of the natural family planning method is the periodic abstinence and also fertility awareness method. So let's start lang sa fertility awareness method. So for this one, for the fertility awareness method, this is the so-called the calendar method, no, wherein the woman should keep track of when she is fertile on that particular month. So there must be an open communication with her partner regarding this matter. Okay, para makahibalo sila when should they not be engaged into a sexual activity to avoid pregnancy. So when you talk about periodic abstinence, kani on the other hand, um, then there's no sexual activity is happening between the couple. So abstinence gani, so walay mahitabo ninyo. Okay. So this kaning periodic abstinence, this is the only 100% or most effective family planning method in preventing pregnancies. Kay wala mo po'y mahitabo ninyo. And also, at the same time, from STDs. No? If wala jud kay, if you don't engage into any sexual activities, then of course, what you expect, dili ka you will be prevented against STDs and unwanted pregnancy. The next natural family planning method is the lactation amenorrhea method or use of breastfeeding. So this is only applicable for those women who are exclusively breastfeeding because at the same time she's able to suppress ovulation, and if there's no ovulation happening then there's no chance of her to get pregnant. Okay, so sa mga exclusively nga nag-breastfeed lang ni siya effective. Okay, so if you are not exclusively breastfeeding, then this method is no longer effective for you. Okay, kaya naama na siya some kind of changes of your body once you are exclusively breastfeeding, then um it can help, no, nga if ever you feel engaged into sexual activity, and then at the same time you are exclusively breastfeeding, less lang ang chance for you to get pregnant. And then the third one for natural family planning method is the coitus interruptus or withdrawal or pulling out method. So the couple proceeds having sex. However, the man must release his sperm outside the vagina. So take note nga kani nga method is only 75% effective because there's a pre-ejaculation manggod the uh during the sexual activity. So at the same time, even though that you have to pull out, no, at the time nga mo release na og semen ang lalaki, this is also not safe from against mga sexually transmitted diseases unless you will be using condoms. Okay, and then for artificial family planning or the hormonal contraceptions, so dagan-daghan siya. So first is the oral contraceptives. So this suppresses ovulation and decreases the permeability of the cervical mucus to limit the sperm's access to the ova. So the woman must not skip her pills in order for it to be effective. So mura ni siya tambal, but ang pangalan na ni is oral contraceptives. So the woman dili dapat everyday ni niya imnon so that it will be effective. So once the woman skips her pill or pills, then there are chances of her getting pregnant. And the next is transdermal contraceptive patch. So this has also the same effect as oral contraceptives. Ang kalahian lang is transdermal patch gani, patch siya. So mura po siya itapot lang na siya sa imong body. Unlike in oral contraceptives, you need to take it. Mo siya imo mang imnon ang oral contraceptives. So mura ra nig patch. And then, ang effectiveness ani is for 21 days. Okay? So, unlike in oral contraceptives wherein you need to take the pills every day, here in the transdermal patch, you just need to change it every 21 days. Okay? So, if you're kind of person nga kalimtanon, then um, transdermal contraceptive patch is better for you than oral contraceptives. Okay. Every 21 days naman ang iyang effectiveness. So after 21 days, you need to uh, buy another patch, no? A new one para bag-o na sad. Okay? For vaginal ring, the same number po ni siya of effectiveness as the transdermal patch. The difference lang is that the vaginal ring is inserted into the vagina jud. Kay ang patch kay mura man siya gitapot ra. A vaginal ring is it will be inserted inside of your inserted in the vagina. For subdermal implants, okay, so for subdermal implants, these are polymer capsules or rods placed under the skin of the woman. And ang effectiveness ani is 1 to 5 years. Okay, so taas-taas ni siya. But most probably, mas costly siya compared to these like mga oral contraceptives, kaning patch, or vaginal ring. Kay ang iyang effectiveness is good for 1 to 5 years man. And also, ibutang dyan siya sud sa imong body, sa imong skin. Okay? Under the skin. Hormonal injections, this is given once every 3 months. That typically suppresses ovulation, keeping the ovaries from releasing an egg. I think it depends lang jud if like of course your budget. Okay, the more nga magkataas ang years or days or weeks sa effectiveness of these hormonal contraceptions, then of course you expect them nga mas mahal siya. And also your planning pod with your partner if nagplan lang mo nga dapat within 1 month lang ba or 1 year lang ba ang inyong nga mag-control mo o yung ana. So it really depends to the person. So for again hormonal injections given once every 3 months. The intrauterine device, this is a small T-shaped plastic device wrapped in copper or contains hormones. IUD prevents fertilization of the egg by damaging or killing the sperm. So IUD lasts for 5 to 10 years with 99% effectiveness. Then for chemical barriers, kaning diaphragm, cervical cap block the sperm from entering the uterus. So this contains spermicide that can kill the sperm. So the downside lang ani is that this might cause irritation to the vagina since nag-contain magud sila mga chemicals, and then these chemicals will be inserted in the vagina. So basig na ay mga reaction inside. So you need to be careful, and it's also better for you to consult a doctor before you will use this kind of mga chemical barriers kay basig na may makakos og irritation or allergic baka wala ta kabalo. So it's better jud nga to consult a professional. So take note from oral contraceptives, to cervical caps, dili ni siya effective against STDs. Yes, they can help prevent pregnancy, but not for STDs. Since wala man gud siya protection, there's no protection or covering during the penetration. So, if there's no barrier that can prevent fluids or semen from entering each body, okay? Unlike sa male and female condoms, yes, they can help prevent pregnancies and at the same time also prevent STDs. Kay naa man siya covering, no? Male and female condoms are made of latex or rubber sheet that is placed on the penis or inside the vagina. So mura ra gud ni siya if mag-imagine lang kano nga naay hugaw. So if naay hugaw, para dili mahugaw ang imuhang kamot, you need to wear gloves. So that's ingana lang na ang concept. So if ikaw dili mahugaw ang inside of your body, then there must be a covering, and that's the male or female condoms. Unlike sa uban kaning mga oral contraceptives, ay nga na mag-take ra magud ka, but wala kay covering gihapon. Ang ilaha lang ana is they prevent pregnancies, prevent ovulation, something like that ingana, but there's no covering of your genitals. So it's still exposed to sexually transmitted diseases. Kaya basi mag-assume mo nga, okay, nag-inom na ko og pills, but feeling nimo kuha na ka, kanang dili na ka matagtan og mga sakit-sakit kay of course from first place dili ka less lang imong chance to get pregnant. So do not expect nga you're also you will not be affected by sexually transmitted diseases. So it's better to be safe, no, nga if dili ka kaila sa imong partner or kana bang murag mga random lang nga people lang, no, ang imuhang ma-meet, then please use protection. Okay, for surgical methods for birth control, kani siya. There's also surgical methods. The vasectomy is wherein the tube that carries the sperm to a man's penis is cut. So it's a permanent nga male contraception method. For females, on the other hand, they can opt for tubal ligation. Kanang madungan ninyo nga gapalaygit, mao ni siya, tubal ligation. So which is a surgical procedure involving severing and tying the fallopian tubes. This disrupts the movement of the egg to the uterus for fertilization and blocks the sperm from traveling up to the fallopian tubes to the egg. For these two surgical methods, these are effective in preventing pregnancies, but again, it cannot protect you from STDs. So you still need to use condoms to lower the risk of sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so that ends my presentation for this topic about the sexual self. I hope that you've learned something, no? And thank you so much for listening and have a great day ahead.